they do not want anyone coming back to this group.
Yeah, they're not going to play around, Nathan, with a rider like Marina Arce, the Argentinian assassin. This is a high caliber talent. You get her out of this group early, everyone needs to at least keep pushing right now. So we're going to be looking at every benefits from having Marina not there, except for Marina, who's obviously not in this group, and she's going to have to fight. But again, so clearly, when you look at a rider of that talent, Nathan, that's not a biomechanical. Something happened there in Argentina. So back on the gas now, looking at this front group here, and that's going to be Marb. This is another one of the real talents that we've got, Maria Marb here. She moves to the front, but the counterattack looks imminent, Nathan.
Yeah, I don't think that these riders. It looks to me like they're chilling just a little bit here. The BL13, yeah, the BL13 crew. They're the ones I think that everyone's looking at because of the numbers that they have. And BL13, the reality of the way that they work. I think from the men's team now to the women's team recently being launched, I have a feeling they're going to be very cagey riders, smart riders that do set up a lot of tactics out here. So we'll see if they carry that theme on over to the women's crowd. And so far, from what I'm seeing, cover and kill, as you would say, has been what they have been up to.
And Nate, we've seen this team race with the highest level of organization. Tactically, they are so astute. So, yeah, it obviously is going to be a tough team to beat today. That's why I'm thinking I might like to take the numbers down a little bit and not be in a group with 4 of them anymore. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're right. They have a really good advantage with the quality of riders that they've got as well. This is a really good opportunity here in the early, kind of the preseason for what's going to be an incredible year of Zwift racing coming up, Nathan. Good opportunity to work out some team tactics, to tell you the truth, in a group like this, because you really are straight into the finale.
100%. They've got, it looks like 10.2K to go, 10.2K to go at this point. They have climbed, I believe, twice over the top of these rooftops so far. They're going to have two more up and over the top. At the 9.4K marker will be the top of this climb. Will we see any attacks through here anytime soon? Now, in the series so far, if we'll try and get an idea of how the first time trial went. That's what they actually took on for the first race. So it is pretty cool that we do have this 6 races across. If you do want to jump in with the women's only series, there are still 4 more after this one. Rooftop, Rendezvous, Sand and Sequoias is going to be next for 1 lap. Sprinters Playground for 2. It's going to be Magnificent 8 for 1 lap, and the Grand Central Circuit for 4 laps for race number 6. It is from June 27th through August 1st. The first one was actually an interesting time trial on the Mech Island loop for 3 laps, actually, out in McCurry Islands, which is a very interesting newer TT course that I haven't seen raced too many times, actually. So cool for the women's series to be using that up front. 18Ks out there today as we head on up and over the top of climb number 3. No serious attacks. It is now, as far as the climbing goes out here, Dave, it's not really the kind of course, as far as the course goes, Dave, it's not really too steep at any of these sections. It's kind of a rolling climb. There's only a couple of sections you really put any punch in.
Yeah, exactly. Wanted to go back what you're saying about we really appreciate the fact that these series are being put together as well, Nathan. This is such a great chance to learn the craft of racing, and this is an awesome course to do that on. It's not easy to win out of a group like this. You got so many eyeballs on you all the time. So taking a look group now, Nathan, I mean, just on paper, I'm going to throw the question back to you. From the course before, and the second is, who is the best sprinter in this group? Look at the numbers out here. I mean, I would think, to tell you the truth, that would be Gabby Guerra.
Yeah, we'll see if Guerra's got the fastest finish today. 11.8 watts per kilogram. She can throw down, it looks like. On paper, you're right. A little bit surprising. Perhaps
she's racing mountain bikes.
Yeah, and I think racing the mountain bike, as well as a little bit of getting into the weight room, I have a feeling has helped her out with her sprint. And, her personal best is showing around a high 600s on a kick, but I'm not sure if that's going to be what's the actual, if she's going to really give it a go. She did do the tiny races, which may be where that's from, actually, this past weekend. So, that may be a good tracker for that, but I have a feeling in a race like this, where it is fairly calm for the duration of the race, we may see some personal best set actually out there today because it has been so calm, and everyone's going to have a whole lot of that ATP, a whole lot of that energy for a neuromuscular kick at the end of the, to the line. So I have a feeling we're going to see some pretty high numbers when it comes to 15-second bests out there today.
I absolutely will sign off on that. And Nathan, you feel like the accelerator is getting pressed down on the floorboard a little bit now. It looks like BL13 starting to organize up on the front now as we hit 10K into what's ultimately going to be, Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've got 4 circuits here on this challenging course with a little bit of a lead in as well to make 18K total today. That's what they'll see at the finish line, I believe.
Yeah, 100%. So they are going to be doing 18K total,
Yep.
100%, and they will climb one more time, and then it will be a descent. And at the bottom of the descent, I believe the finish line is a custom finish, if I'm not incorrect. So I'm just double checking here, but
Ooh la la.
from what I'm seeing right there, there will be a little bit of a flat and then a finish right at that 18K marker or so. So be watching out for that custom finish. We probably won't have a banner. We do have a little bit of a push off the front. Looks like Guerra might be getting a little bit, I don't know, not liking the chances on a sprint, especially having the multiples here. BL13, I think the alarm bell is going to be going off if she goes off the front in that vision kit.
All right, so they're starting to stretch this group out a little bit, and that's going to be, we're going to focus in on Gabby Guerra, again, racing out of the state of Wisconsin. We met her as a German with a Brazilian flag. She's a multi-talented, multinational superstar, to tell you the truth, coming back from a major injury just in the last calendar year, and Gabby now is going to turn this into a throwdown here. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Now who's going to respond? And it looks like, Nathan, we've got ourselves a bike race. BL13, even though Gabby does have one teammate, that's going to be presented by Rose that I'm talking about. So
A little bit of a break up there for me, Dave. I'm going to take over for just a second here. But yeah, that's going to be correct. It is going to be Marb that most likely will be working with Guerra. And it looks like Guerra was brought back here at this point. Movistar here now with Edquist now going to the front. It is all back together. Doesn't look like that necessarily caused any breaks to happen, but I have a feeling a few of the riders' heart rates are going to be up and through the roof. And speaking of the roofs now, as we get to the upper parts of them, 5.7 watts per kilogram, a little bit of a kick off the front into the orange numbers, looking to separate things. It's going to be a tough one. She's going to need a lot of distance or 1 or 2 riders to really come with her to work on the downhill, because that downhill section, it's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. I think Guerra here also looking for a little bit efforts here. I know personally, because I do know she does have a mountain bike race this weekend. Her efforts this week are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. So I think she's really making sure that she's getting everything out of this race she possibly can. But at 6 watts per kilogram, 4 seconds, Dave, on the uphill sections, and she actually is using some steering to get a little bit of a gap. She's going, Dave.
okay, I love this saying, Nathan. She's been in the bank. She's got the money, and now she's in the getaway car. This is a big enough gap with a talented enough athlete that this has got a legitimate shot of going to the line. So the race is on. The race for the rose is going on now. So you're going to see that beautiful Brazilian flag. That's Gabby on the front. Nathan, the gap is, we're going to watch this closely now. As you said, physics not playing in her favor with that small group, but they're going to need to be organized, and she's blowing this up right now. What a move from Gabby.
Almost 10 seconds now at this point here. Fox now trying to go to the front. But, I mean, now she even has an arrow power up. She used the arrow power up. She's going for the double power up over the top. And now she is pushing 7 watts per kilogram here. 45 kilometers per hour. Really ramps things up. 10 seconds. 11 seconds. They've just chilled out at the front a little bit here. They're doing 37K. We're going to start doing some comparisons here. Get an idea of what kind of speed differentiation here. There's a long ways to go to 6K to the line, Dave. There's a long way to hold on, but look at this, 52 kilometers per hour, ramped up the speed immediately, Dave. I think this is a runaway train.
Well, and I would agree. So when you talk about the athlete off of the front right now, It's all about the work that she's done. It's really, she doesn't, as they say, blow her own horn, but Gabby went through quite a lot to come back from, Nathan, how long ago was that crash? Is it six
November.
at this point?
Yeah,
I mean,
November of last year and late November last year.
So a little more. Let's call it, we'll say 8 months to be generous to time. But I mean, so the attacking riders of this, when you look at Marb, hopefully he's able to sit on this right now, but we've already seen world-class Marina Arce dropped out of this group. Jessica Enqvist of Movistar is here. She's a heavy hitter. Sarah London is in this field, Nathan. This is not by any imagination anything but a world-class group of racers here. If Gabby can hold them off, she's going to go deeper than she's gone in a while.
They're starting to bring her back here. 15 seconds, 14 seconds. Look at the speed differentiations here. 58 kilometers per hour versus 57. She's trying to rest up here at this point a little bit. Up into 60 kilometers per hour. She's being smart, using the super tucks when she can.
Quick point, Nathan, that it does benefit her that only the rider getting a super tuck is going to be on the front of this group. Again, there's been so many awesome changes that the programmers have made at Zwift. But one thing is that you're not you back anymore, fitting the rider that does have the nerve to risk a breakaway.
100%. Very, very true. And now it is getting back into the flatter sections of this rooftop rendezvous, and it's 14 seconds. And since they have not caught her prior to this final section here with the 77% or so kick now, they're starting to give too much room here, I think, because the downhills aren't too much longer here. And I have a feeling she has done what she has needed to have a gap. And now they're going to have to work together to bring her back. And I'm not sure there's going to be much agreement between that group besides BL13.
Well,
they've got 3 riders, but do they want to sacrifice themselves right now?
They have to. Nathan, they have to. They don't have any other cards to play. I hear you, but right now every other rider in that chase group has to look at BL13 and say, it's either you or we're racing for second place. It's that Machiavelli. I'm behind Gabby right now. It fits her greatly.
100%. It looks like it's going to be happening. 23 seconds has continued to go out. And I believe, the course profile I was looking at here real quickly, I have a feeling that we're actually going to be going uphill. Maybe it finishes at the top of the rooftop. I have a feeling. I'm taking a look here through our course map at ZwiftPower.com. Actually showed it was a downhill only to the 14.9K. So it looks to me like they're actually going to go up one more time. So it's actually within Guerra's advantage. So now it is a sprint for second. It looks like at 27 seconds. That's not coming back in 3K in my opinion. Looking at the watts per kilogram differentiation, looks like Gabby got the workout she wanted and didn't want to risk it for that sprint you were talking about.
And listen, that's what we're here for, right? Have some fun, do some racing, get a good workout in. And I have to make sure you tell Gabby congratulations. As well, it isn't over till it's over. Nathan's certainly seen that before. But right now, I agree with you. This looks going to be silver standard out here today, and that's going to be her teammate. Can they go 1-2? That becomes a question.
Yeah, it's starting to really ramp up here a little bit behind. As you can see, we're seeing orange numbers. And you know what's happening is every section, there's only a couple of sections of the course where you actually get anything into those orange gradients, we would call them. You do see the yellow there now popping into 3 and 4, up into that 6, 7, 8. Only a couple sections, and those are the sections where you see the punches and people start to struggle. Already, some aero power-ups being used, other power-ups, feather power-ups, drafting power-up before they even hit the top of the climb here at this point. Gary now 5.3 watts per kilogram, 2K to go for her. 2K to go for Guerra now at this point. We are seeing our RS here from BL13 out of Spain now making a move at 171 with that feather power up going over the top, and another move. Same section here, Dave.
This is going to be Rosa looking at right now. Nathan, I don't know how you say wattage cottage in Spanish, but make sure you give Gabby that shout out for me, as she's been sitting right on the mid-5s for a while, now just backing off a tiny bit. Well, or is she? There's no quitting this tiger. Gabby Guerra going to throw more coal on the fire here late in the race, and we're down to the bitter end at this point, and it certainly looks like BL13 is going to try to silver medal and get up on the podium here today. Nathan, this is again Rosa attacking out of that group. That becomes one right behind her. You can see what remains of our peloton there as they've blown this to bits as we come into the penultimate kilometer now.
Yeah, it's going to be 1.3K to go for Guerra here, and it's going to be 25 seconds. Don't think that's coming back, but it got a little scary for a second there with the attack from Rosa. But Rosa here. Now, with 2 seconds, the question really is, can she hold off this pack? At 2 seconds, I have a feeling they're going to come rolling through at the Stampede.
I think you nailed it, Nathan. The bike is going to be for this silver medal, and that is the brave attack from BL13. She's got teammates. I mean, it's almost like we got 2 races going on at once right now. Gabby Guerra is riding on her own planet at this point, as she's going to be now going inside of 1 final kilometer of racing remaining and continues to throw down out there. This is a brave ride from BL13 here, and the rider that we're calling Rosa stays on the gas. I mean, she's not backing off at all.
Yeah, Rosa here, 3 seconds actually. Guerra now 1 final kick. It looks like 500 meters to go, as you can see, up into the orange numbers. Really making sure that that speed gets as high as it possibly can onto the downhill, and it looks like she's going to be doing this to the line. I'm seeing 200 meters or so to go. We will not see a banner that she actually rolls through for us, as we are in a separate mode than she is within the race, but because it is a custom mode race. But she has done it, it looks like. That is 100 meters to the go, and she will be crossing a virtual. Well, there actually is a banner for us. Excuse me. Good to see. Now, this is the race for second place, as you can see. It is going to be Edgar's, the Movistar team, with the drafting power-up. Comes rolling on through. Stardstrom trying to come through. Here comes Fox, though. Fox, it looks like here. 11 watts per kilogram. Right to the line, up and out of the saddle. Who's going to hold on? It's going to be Stardstrom. Stardstrom, no. Oh, right to the line. Proust just nips it at the line there, it looks like. Nice job to Proust.
Emilinos, the French woman there. Nathan, that's a real finisher's kick. She timed perfectly, applied the watts only when necessary. That's how you do it. So that's how you sharpen your sword here as we get ready for the big C up. That was a quality finish. You got to feel good when you time it right like that. That's like shooting a bullseye.
100% here, Dave. We are going to try and jump in with the B category here in just a moment, as Nicola Smith and a few others are out on course here still. E. Watson here. Looks like she's out on a workout. She's going to give us a look at that 242 watts she's throwing down for just a moment. Dave, interesting though, Rooftop Rendezvous. I did not think that it was going to break up like that, but Garrett able to make the move and walk away actually from the rest of the group, as she looks the heart rate quickly coming down. 83 beats per minute. Was that even a workout? We could get a little bit of an interview here from her if we wanted to, but I think we're going to jump in with Nicola.
Let's do.
If we can. I have a feeling at this moment we're not set up exactly the way that we would want to for an interview, but we can actually jump in. Oh, and Smith here, it looks like, interesting enough, with the B category just finishing up, that is going to be our winner. She did walk away from the crowd.
Drop out. I see, even better, the op dropout taking the win there. So they're quite quick out there.
Yeah, the B category. I thought I was gonna be able to jump in with them really quickly, but they were so quick we were unable to. But this is going to be the right. But C category, though, here, Dave, we're jumping in with them, and they've been a huge category for this women's series, actually. It's been so awesome to see the participation numbers. The participation numbers between the A's, the B's, and the C's and the D's, it's been the B's and the C's have had massive fields in this women's series.
Which makes me feel really happy, Nathan, because that's what this is all about. You know, when Zwift decided to sponsor the Tour de France Femme avec Zwift, it really was a tip of the cap to what women mean in cycling, and how from, at all of the different levels, the growth has been incredible. And,
Absolutely. Growth's been absolutely amazing here for women's cycling. Chelsea Williams, though, off the front now, Dave. She's only got a couple of seconds, actually, interesting enough, riding for Galaxy. It looks like she is going to be caught in that last K here. It's going to be another sprint, Dave, as it's going to be ramping up right behind her. They're going to start galloping to the line here in just a moment, and there we go. Now the kick is on, and who's going to be able to go? It looks like it's going to be Oritz here from Hispania. The Spaniard kicking arrow power up, but man, the roll through a lot of times from the pack. There's still, I think, about 500 meters. This is such a kick here coming from Oritz, going from way out. She's still got 400 meters. I don't think she can be able to hold on to this one. It is going to be clean here from Coalition here. Going to be the next one coming through, but another kick to the line. Who's it going to be? It looks like, who was that at the front there? Middleton, I believe, able to take that one down.
Yeah. Well, and that was what these women of race. I imagine you're going to throw it to the bees.
We'll be seeing if we can jump in with the D category here. I believe Carla Williams, actually. Great to see that she's out from Aeonian. Absolutely great to see the Aeonian rider jumping in with the D category. They're going to be finishing up here. They're just coming over the top. So they've got about 3K to go. And this seems to be the lead group for them. Breakaway group about 5 with Aeonian with 3 representatives right now, Dave.
Yeah, I want to shout out Carla Williams. She has been a bright light in Zwift racing. She with friend Jamie Lee Wright together this program that has grown into a couple of hundred women racing at all of the different levels. So this is going to be our D category now, and Aeonian will be represented really well in our community, Nathan, without a doubt.
100%. Now, they still got a little bit of climbing to go, actually, it looks like, as they come over the top of the rooftop. You will see them go through that banner. Maybe some attacks through there, but it looks like they're all watching each other. Fairly cagey at this point. 168 beats per minute coming from Williams. In this front group, it is going to be Carla Williams, Marie Andre from the Dinos. That is going to be the drafting Dinos. Beth Higgs, Heidi Lehman, also coming from Aeonian. And then it looks like Mia Edmondson is there as well from the Swedish Zwifters team. So it's SZ, the Dinos, and Aeonian all up against each other.
I'm looking at the start list, Nathan. It also looks really healthy. Over, I'm going to say 35 riders in this group here in the middle of the summer. Extremely encouraging out here. So look at the finale now. Attack, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like for the finale here, up and over the top of this rendezvous for the final time, these ladies at 171 beats per minute really putting their hearts out here. For Carla, it's interesting. What flag is Carla actually running? I thought that it was a Canadian flag up front, but I'm actually not super familiar. It's Peru. It's actually Peru.
Okay, well, I'm going with your first instinct, to tell you the truth. So wait a second now. Very interesting.
Yeah, Peru. I was not
something new.
Peruvian living in the UK. I never knew that. It actually says it on their Zwift Power profile. Mom of a little girl, food lover, and keen cyclist. Absolutely love to support and encourage ladies to race and push the limits to have fun. Awesome to see. And she's actually one of the directors, founders, and team managers of the Aeonian race team, which is one of the most successful teams in the world of Zwift racing. I mean, having world champion on your team and the likes of some of the best ZRL racers in the world. And as Carla comes over the top, she did push it over the top. She knows how to race. As SZ off the back a little bit, but she also dropped her teammate Higgs. It looks like there, David. It is 3. I'm not sure Higgs is coming back. I think only the SZ rider is going to be able to make it back to the wheel. It's going to be Mia Edmondson, just able to grab back on the Tron bike here. Now as she rolls right on through, they're going to have about 2K to go here at this point. As Marie Andre, also from the Dinos, trying to figure out how to take on the duo of Aeonian here at this point. To the front now, it is going to be the Dinos taking over, but it's not always on the front where you want to be at these points. It is going to be the Aeonian rider now rolling right on through, and that is going to be Heidi from Heidi Lehman from Aeonian. Let's take a look at some of these riders as we come to the line to try and take an idea of exactly what kind of a punch that they do have. What's interesting is that I am not sure, when I look through a few of these riders here, Mia Edmondson doesn't have any tracking across for SZ, when it comes to races, actually, as far as personal best or anything goes. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of kick that she has to the line, as there hasn't been a whole lot of information coming through from Zwift Power just as of yet, actually. So that's kind of going to be a dark horse out here. It's going to be less okay to go. It starts to ramp up because it is this downhill section. Interesting enough, it looks like riders perhaps coming back to the wheels. Is that right? As we make our way across to the line, are those lapped riders perhaps is what's going on there? As Ledger, I believe, and Mill seen perhaps lapped riders start to ramp up. 500 meters still to the line. A very early go, actually, here from our rider Andre from the Dinos. Now the ramp up here. Here comes Williams. I believe that is. Actually, no. Is it going to be Williams? Williams right to the line. Yep. Carla Williams takes it down. 8 watts per kilogram. The timing was absolutely perfect there, actually, coming from Carla Williams to take that one down. Aeonian for the win. We've still got a couple of seconds here to go before we do have the rest of this group for the D's making their way to the line. We'll see if we can find a few of them. It looks like most of our top 5, though, have come across the finish line. We can go ahead and take a look at our results. We'll start in with let's see if we got a few of the D categories and start from the bottom all the way to the top. I think we did finally lose Dave here at this point. It's too bad to see, as I think he has been traveling over in Bend, Oregon today. So sometimes just the reality of things when it does come to traveling and commentary, especially throughout the summer. So we'll go ahead and jump in with actually our C category for our results. I appreciate everybody and your patience with that across this women's series. But for this race number 2, looks like Zwift Women's Racing Series. For the C category we're looking at here, it is going to be Suzanne Rogers across the line there for Coalition. Leigh McLean in second place. Tanya Hunt coming from Galaxy in for third. Jane Z-Sun Middleton there in for fourth place. And then it will be Charlene Keene for Synergy. It's going to be Ida Fredholm in sixth for Synergy as well. Seventh place, Lauren Chedron for Crush Pod. Gray ZZRC coming through for eighth. And then Medel Ortiz Hispania, ninth place. That big open up for a sprint from her. Coming to the line for that C category, was unable to hold on. You can see how you can get swarmed at the line. You try and go a little bit too early and ended up in ninth rather than the first place that she was holding on to in the last 100 meters. Jellic de Vriles for the Gentoo Penguins. So good to see the herd out there in the Penguins as she takes 10th place down. We're going to do a quick reload of our page here and see if we can jump right on in with that D category results. We've got our top 8 across the line. Carla Williams from Peru, but living in the UK. She takes it down for first place. It's going to be Mia Edmondson for second at a solid 2.5 watts per kilogram. And then it is Marie Andre for the Dinos, able to hold down for third. Heidi Lehman there for fourth place there in the D category. Fifth place goes to Beth Higgs. It's going to be Katie Eiserman from Revo in sixth place. Jeanette Miller in for seventh, and then Elmat Kohler. That's going to be eighth place out there today. In with the B category, we weren't able to catch the sprint actually for this, but Nicola Smith from Synergy able to throw down with a solid walk away. Just barely, though. It wasn't a big gap. And we are looking at 8 seconds between the second place and first. It is always scary breakaway situations. You saw the speeds on the downhill from the chasing packs each and every time. They're up into 60K plus. Always difficult to hold on. You need a solid 20 seconds or more, because they will eat into that final gallop to the line on the downhill on this custom course for the Rendezvous. So Mirzam from Team NL comes through for second. Larissa Heischbauer in for third. Britt Poor, she comes in for Synergy in fourth place. It's going to be Luis for ZRC in fifth. Clara Lagloss Gross from Foudray and Watt in sixth place. Stephanie Parker for Synergy in seventh. It's going to be Justine Calder for Coalition in eighth place. Netta Bond for the Dinos out here. And then it's going to be Holly for Coalition in 10th place. And then over to our A category. Gabriela Guerra walks away on the lap and a half to go or so, goes over the top of the climb and then holds off for the second climb, for the final climb, and all the way to the line, 26:44 at 4.2 watts per kilogram average. Malene Proust, she comes through for second place. Malene out there riding for Hexagon. Nice kick and good representation. We didn't talk a lot about Hexagon actually today. Good to see them showing up in the women's series. Usually well known amongst the men, so really cool to see the representation on the women's side of things, similar to the BL13 team now also showing up. It's going to be Anders Fardstrom, very well known, of course, amongst the SZ team. She had a solid kick to the line. Opened it up early, actually, and was just barely beat out by Proust. Lizzie Fox for BL13 in fourth. It's going to be Baines there in fifth place. Camp comes on through in sixth. That's Lauren Camp. Lara Meyer in for seventh. It's going to be Jessica Edquist for the Movistar team in eighth place. And then Maria Malab for Rose Beast Mode in ninth. And Rosa with that crazy long attack, trying to catch Guerra on the solo. You go off the front, though, it's always the big risk that you're going to be caught, and that's exactly what ended up happening there. But it was a solid effort to try and make it happen. I do, again, apologize, everybody, for the late go on the broadcast. Appreciate everybody in putting up with a little bit of the technical difficulties out there today, and it's going to be solo Nathan, I think, here for the end of our broadcast. I want to give a little bit of update, everybody, what's happening over the month of July, though. We're going to be live a whole lot, almost every day of the week, except for Mondays. It looks like we most likely will be live with some sort of a race or the Wrap podcast. Tomorrow, we are catching up with Sisu. So Sisu Tour is going on. Then we also do have Chasing Yellow with the Chasing Tour that's also going to be happening on Friday. So we're going to be following along with both the Sisu Tour as well as the Chasing Yellow Chasing Tour. It's going to be a lot of fun to have that. And we'll be also doing the Women's Series. So back-to-back racing on Tuesdays with a little bit of a break in between. Lots of race broadcasts ramping up throughout July. As this is one of the biggest cycling months in the world, obviously with the Tour de France going on. Then we'll also be having some racing following the Tour de France Femmes, alongside of the Tour de France Femmes, with some of the racing that will be going on Zwift alongside of that. So exciting stuff. Obviously the Wrap every single week, and our 1 year anniversary, not this week, but the following week. We'll be taking a look back of everything that we've done over the year on the Wrap for episode number 52. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We have been live today on we actually have not been live on Facebook today, but Twitch as well as Twitter, YouTube. Thanks a lot. Jump in with a subscribe or follow on each one of those places. And we will see you tomorrow for stage, I believe it's number 2 for the Sisu Tour, and the Wrap on Thursday, and Chasing Yellow on Friday. All right, everybody, as always, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow. For myself, and I think Dave's too, over in Bend, Oregon. Right on.